All right. All right. So continuing on the top 10 horror lists for the decades. It's now time for the top 10 horror movies of the 2000s. Top 10 2000s horror films. And man, this one was hard to do. So much. I got 8 honorable mentions I want to run through for you guys right now. Honorable mentions are The Grudge, Dead Silence, Jennifer's Body, Stay Alive, American Psycho, Trick or Treat, The Strangers, and Paranormal Activity. Now, you know, I can't pick sequels or remakes, so this is my list. And I cut it down because there have probably been some remakes on here, but we have number 10, Wrong Turn. The first Wrong Turn film was probably the best. The second one's okay. Have not been able to watch the third one all through. I hear 4 is okay, and then not be able to watch the other ones. But it all starts with Elijah Dushku and the Desmond dude. I forgot his last name, but yeah, very good film. Next, number 9, Cabin Fever. Great film, but the reason it's so low on my list is because I can't always watch it. Just the way the film is with the disease and how it works, I can't. It doesn't have that big rewatchable, you know. Watch every once in a while, it makes me itchy, you know. Number 8 is Jeepers Creepers. Just talking about the film. The film itself is good. Not going to get into what the director has done or anything. I'm not worried about that. I just worry about the film. The film itself is a good film. The second one's okay. The third one's eh. But I really enjoy the first one. It's got that, you know, the main characters, they have a lot of chemistry together. And you can actually feel like they're brother and sister. And it's good. Number 7 is Joyride. Candy Cane. You know, came out the same year as Fast and Furious, you know, 2001. No, it's 2003, wasn't it? So, 2001. Came out 2001. Same year as Fast and Furious. So, Paul Walker had a good year with this and the Fast and Furious. And I think this is one of his better films up there. You know, and I'm not a big Steve Zahn fan. You know that from my review. But he's okay in this. Lily Zobel, she's okay. And Ted Levine as the killer. He's great. This is overall a great film. Alright, well, number 6. And I hated keeping this out of my top 5. But it just had to with what I have. You know how hard it is for me to try to figure out what I want to do. I kept constantly coming in here, mulling over what I was going to do. This. It took me a while to figure out which ones were in my top 10. As you see, I have 8 freaking honorable mentions. But I wanted this one to be in my top 5, but wasn't able to do it. So number 6, Devour. Showed the back there. Devour, Jensen Ackles. I have a review for it. I know it's dark in here, light blocked by something, but I think it's a great film. It's kind of sort of a demonic film. The twist, where, you know, about the character of Jake. I'm not going to get into it. That's from my review for that. But I think it's pretty good. And the acting all around, I think, is pretty good. And I think they do a good job. No, it's a good film. It's a good film. You guys should watch it. Devour. Jensen Ackles is good. I have it here, and I have it on my Xbox as well, I believe. Number 5 is Saw. Came out in 2004. And it is probably the best film in the Saw franchise. I think I did a ranking on these. Maybe not, because I was waiting for Jake for the new one, but it's not coming out until next year now. Thanks, Schmandemic. Anyway, but yeah, the first is definitely the best, and it's that ending that you get. Spoilers for this one. I don't want to spoil Devour, but I'll spoil this one, because everyone knows by now. When you see John Kramer stand up, after you think it's a dead body the whole time, that gets you. One of the best twists of 2000s, I think. Number 4 is Final Destination. Came out early 2000s. In 2000. Directed by James Wong, Devon Sawa. Eventually, I'm going to review these. Maybe sometime this summer. But Absolutely great film. The atmosphere given by the music, just the way that it's all put together is great. The actors are great, portraying their characters. The kills are on par. It's amazing. Number 3. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I know what his number 1 is because he praised this movie is number 1. But honestly, I'm also surprised myself because number 3 is Dracula 2000. If you thought this was going to be number 1, so did I. But going through this list, it's number 3. You know my thoughts on this. Watch my review. I love this movie to death. I absolutely don't. I get some of the criticisms. I do. Haven't watched other people's reviews, but I absolutely love this film. Every time I watch it, I love it. The acting, the characters, the atmosphere. Gerard Butler as Dracula should not be overlooked. It's great. Maybe the whole Jesus standing over him as he burns alive is a little bit too much. But yeah, it's a great film. Number 2 is White Noise, starring Michael Keaton. Another one that I love to death. I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was alone in my mom's house. Because my mom, she worked 2 jobs for us. My sister had to babysit. I was alone in the house. Pop this in the DVD player downstairs. And when you live in a big old Victorian style house, creaky floors all the time, and we thought the house was haunted. And you're all alone, and you're sitting there in the living room with nothing but a sleeping dog on the couch or the floor, or behind the chair, as Maggie liked to do. And you're sitting there, you're watching this static and stuff. That's why I had to stay downstairs, because I had to watch the dog. I was trying to think, well, how am I downstairs? Watch the dogs. You have to stay downstairs and watch the dogs. But yeah, just yeah, this movie got to me. It still gets to me. I live alone. Every time I watch this, I watch it in the dark because I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm alone. And it gets me every time. Just the static and the Michael or Jonathan. Sorry, Michael Keaton was his name. Jonathan, go! It's just, oh, very good. Michael Keaton performance, not to be overlooked. This is one of Michael Keaton's better films, and I hate that people do top 10 Michael Keaton performances and don't include this film. It's one of his best, up there with Batman. And, fuck it, it's Batman. And number 1, the movie that helped me really get into horror. A little story quick before I go on. So, I've mentioned before that Child's Play was the first horror movie I ever seen. Scream piqued my interest into horror, and this movie really got me going because this movie, this is where I wanted to watch more horror movies. This movie, The Ring. I wanted to watch more horror movies after seeing this. I was really like, oh, horror. Horror's gonna be my movie. My movies. My genre. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be a horror guy. And just like my great grandma. And when she passed away a couple years later, back in like 2004, 2005, I got her horror movies because my grandma already had half of them. So I just got them. And that really, there was Nightmare on Elm Street, there was Freddy vs. Jason, there was other horror movies in there. White Noise, I think, was one of them. Just absolutely got me into horror films. And this movie really kind of kickstarted that. You know, I was already started into horror, but this movie, just how it looked. And Gore Verbinski, yeah, I said it right. Gore Verbinski, who also directed Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which the first movie in that franchise is my favorite of the franchise. So, yeah, and they came out about the same year-ish. 2003, 2004, whatever. But yeah, just this movie, I am gonna review this once. I am gonna review this one day. I gotta do the 3 rings. But yeah, so there's my top 10 list. The Ring is definitely my number 1 favorite 2000s horror film. Now comes a daunting task of 2010's horror films. Here's the list I got lined up next. 2010's horror films. Best horror sequels. Worst horror sequels. Favorite horror sequels, least favorite, worst, whatever. Worst, least favorite horror movies. And we'll get to that. And I don't know. I may redo my horror remakes top 10 just so it could be part of this top 10 list. Who knows? But till then, let me know what you think of my list down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.